I'm Abraham Lincoln. I was born in Kentucky on February 12, 1809. I grew up on a farm. I was a storekeeper and postmaster. In 1942, I married Todd, something like that. We had 4 sons. I became a lawyer. The United States thought I was a good lawmaker. I lived in Springfield. I freed the slaves. I died on April 15, 1865. He got assassinated in 1865. I wrote the Amalgamation Calculation. That's it.
Hi, I am Amelia Earhart. I was born on July 24th, 1897 in Kansas. I was the first woman to fly across the Atlantic Ocean. This is the most famous thing I did. From the beginning, I was not afraid to do the same thing as boys. I played most sports. I climbed trees, and I liked to hunt in the woods. As a young woman, I learned to be a nurse. Then I went to Canada to help soldiers who had been hurt during World War I. I went to live with my parents in California in 1920. While I was there, I took my first ride in an airplane. After that, I knew I wanted to be a pilot. Soon I was taking flying lessons. I wanted to do things no woman had ever done before.
Hi, my name is Brett Favre. I was the Green Bay QB. I got the MVP award 3 times in a row. And I was the first QB to throw 30 touchdown passes. And I led my team into the Super Bowl in Super Bowl 31 against the New England Patriots. I was number 4 on my team, and I was the QB way before Aaron Rodgers was. Now Aaron Rodgers is the QB for the Green Bay Packers. I led my team into the Superdome on January 1997. My favorite play was 42 Razor, and I loved to do a Hail Mary pass. I have a family. I have 2 daughters and a wife named Deanna. I love to play golf. It was one of my favorite hobbies. And I love to play golf with my friends. I was always so close to getting a hole-in-one. It was so annoying. It bothered me. But I hoped you guys liked my story about my life. The end.
Hi, I'm Christopher Columbus. I was born in Italy in 1451. My father was a weaver, but I wanted to sail the seas. I was good at reading maps and charts. I wanted to find a new course to Asia. The kings and queens from Spain gave me a crew, food, and 3 ships. In 1492, I landed by America. I never knew that I had sailed to America. I died in Spain in 1506.
Hi, I'm Dale Earnhardt Jr. I was born on October 10th, 1974. I was the winner at 1999. On July 25th, 2004, I raced in the Simmons 300. My dad died at the Daytona 500 the year of 2004 in the final lap. I also had won at Sharpie 500 at Tennessee. At July 18th, I crashed and got 2nd-degree burns on my neck and legs. A year later, I came back and won at the Daytona 500. And now I still race, and my friend Martin Truex Jr. was the first one to win stage 1, 2, and 3.
Hi, I'm Jackie Robinson. I was born in 1919, January 31st, in Georgia. We moved to California thinking we would have more jobs to get money, so we don't have little amount of food and water. My family and I were treated unfairly. That made it hard to get money for my family. I didn't like my family getting treated unfairly, so I started working and started sports to get lots of money for my family. A few years later, I got drafted in the Army. Even the soldiers were beating me and treating me unfairly. Yet to think the Army protects the United States and gives an example of to change the world and help people. It's hard to believe an Army soldier would cause racism and be mean to another soldier. 3 years later, I was drafted into baseball and played for the KC Monarchs after I was drafted in the Army. I played in the Negro American League. At that time, African Americans could not play Major League Baseball. I moved on to another team, the Montreal Royals. The Montreal Royals ended in 1958. I became the first African American to ever play in the Major League. My team was the Brooklyn Dodgers. I loved playing baseball, but I didn't like people beating me up and treating me like I'm a target when we're at the hotel for the Brooklyn Dodgers. I had to sleep in a separate room. I played for a few years. I slid, jumped, and ran to catch up to the other person. After those years, I became the first African American vice president. I also was a civil rights leader and worked with Congress. Later on, I went to the Baseball Hall of Fame 3 years later. I was amazed at how much people loved me, and I'll never forget it. Jackie died from a heart attack years later at age 53 on October 24th, 1972.
Inside that delicious apple of yours, there's a couple of little black seeds. They might not look that important, but they are. They can grow a whole forest. Just ask me, Johnny Appleseed. My real name was John Chapman. I was born on September 26, 1774, in my family's farm in Leominster, Massachusetts. We lived in a cabin. I liked to play by myself when I was a young boy. I went for long walks in the forest. I studied plants and animals that I found. I left my home many years later. I traveled to Ohio River Valley. I planted juicy apple seeds all over the valley. I often went barefoot even in the freezing winter and wore old clothes and carried a sack full to the brim with apple seeds. Families started moving to the valley. I liked visiting the settlers. I read the Bible to them. It was my favorite book. I taught the settlers what I knew about the valley. I helped the settlers grow apple trees. The settlers felt awesome having these trees. Trees were easy to plant and pick. They could eat the fruit all year long. The children were so excited for me to visit. They called me Johnny Appleseed. I loved to laugh and I always told the best stories, but I always had time to play. People said that I was a friend to every living animal, whether it was a bear or a wolf or a rattlesnake or a wasp. Like the Native Americans, I knew how to make medicines from the plants that grew in the valley. I used these medicines to help people who were sick. I traveled from place to place for 50 years. I planted apple seeds in the country, Massachusetts, New York, Pennsylvania, Ohio, and Indiana. Johnny died in Fort Wayne, Indiana, when he was 70 years old. Johnny died in Fort Wayne, Indiana, when he was 70 years old. He fed thousands of people with his apples, with his trees. A sign at his birthplace says he grew trees. He planted seeds that others might enjoy fruit. Yeah, that's it.
The Burning James by Logan Norman.
I was born on December 30, 1984 in Akron, Ohio. My family was poor and sometimes lived in bad neighborhoods. The family often moved from place to place. All this moving was hard on me. I missed a lot of school. I also felt different from other kids. I found an escape from my troubles by playing sports. I especially liked football and basketball and was good at both. In my first 6 games of Pee Wee football, I scored 19 touchdowns. I was even better at basketball. I made dribbling and shooting the ball look easy. As I got older, I was taller than the other kids in my age. In junior high, I was 6 feet tall. I could score, rebound, and even dunk the ball. My coaches were amazed at my talent. So were my teammates. I had a group of close pals, Willie McGee, Shane Cotton, and Drew Joyce. We called ourselves the Fab Four. We went to the same school. That school was called St. Vincent St. Mary in Akron. When I was selected for Cleveland, I wanted to help the Cavs. In my first game ever, I scored 25 points, 9 assists, and 6 rebounds. I even stole the ball 4 times. The 2005 and 6 was a great one for me. I played in my second All-Star game and I scored 29 points as I led the East to a 122-120 win over the West. I became the youngest player ever to be named All-Star MVP. That season, I averaged 31.4 points, 7 rebounds, and 6.6 assists per game. One summer, I played on the U.S. Olympic team. The games were held in Beijing, China. My teammates included Kobe Bryant, Chris Paul, and Dwight Howard. With my help, Team USA won the gold medal. I was very proud. I told reporters, it's the biggest thing for me ever. I got to the NBA Finals, and I thought it was pretty big for me. But winning an NBA championship never would compare to winning a gold medal for my country. After the 2009 and 10 season, I left the Cavs. I enjoyed Cleveland, but I needed a change. My friend Chris Bosh had just signed with the Miami Heat to play with their friend Dwayne Wade. When not playing basketball, I enjoyed listening to music and watching the New York Yankees baseball, especially the New York Yankees baseball team. One of my favorite foods is cereal. I especially like Fruity Pebbles, Frosty Flakes, and Cinnamon Toast Crunch. I am still alive. I am 32 years old.
Hi, my name is Mia Jemison. The space shuttle Endeavour blasted off on September 12, 1992. I was one of the astronauts on board. I was the first African American woman to travel in space. I was born in 1956 in Decatur, Alabama, but grew up in Chicago, Illinois. I liked learning new things when I was a child. I liked to read, dance, and find out how things worked. I saw the first astronauts walk on the moon when I was 13. This made me want to be an astronaut too. I wanted to make my dream come true, so I studied hard and finished high school when I was only 16. I went to college to learn to be an engineer. After college, I went to medical school and became a doctor. I joined the Peace Corps when I was 26 years old. The Peace Corps sent me to Africa. I worked hard to bring medical care to poor people. 2 years later, I returned to the United States. I wanted to join the astronaut program. Would I be one of them? Yes. NASA told me I could train to be an astronaut. I worked hard for 4 years. I learned how to fly to the end.
Hi, I am Michael Jordan. I was born on February 17, 1963. I played many sports. I played basketball the most. Then I left basketball and went to baseball. I could not see my family as much, so I went back to basketball. Then I got named most valuable player and got the trophy. So we went to Olympics. We won the past 5 years. I went to college and broke the record and held it. I got MVP 6 times so far.
Hi, I'm Michael Phillips. I was born in June 30th, 1985. As a kid, I was afraid of water. I won't even dare to get in. Now I'm an Olympic swimmer. Somebody named Splits had a record of 59 seconds. That seemed unbreakable, but I broke it by 1/100th of a second. I got $1 million from it. I won 8 gold medals. I broke another one of Splits' records by 1 medal. My favorite stroke is a butterfly. I was one of the fastest swimmers in the world. All my medals are from the Olympics. I got 5th in the 200-meter butterfly. I'm still an Olympic swimmer.
Hello, I am Michelle Kwan, a ice skater. I am an ice skater. I was born on July 7th, 1980. I was the youngest U.S. women's champion in 32 years. I was also the youngest women's world champion in history. I want more than a gold medal. I said that when I took the ice in a world championship. It's just like being at home in California. In my lawn program, I did 6 triple jumps. My coach, Frank Carroll, told me I have a chance of winning this thing. I started crying just like in my dreams. I also won the 1993 U.S. Olympic Festival as the 1994 World Junior Championships. When I first started in senior events, I was 4'9" and weighed only 77 pounds. When I won the 1996 U.S. senior title, I was 5'2" and 98 pounds. The end.
Okay. Hi, I'm Neil Armstrong. I was born in Ohio, August 5th, 1930. I was an explorer. I like to build toy planes. I took flying lessons at an airport near my home. I got married to Jan Chern in 1956. We had 2 sons. I worked as a test pilot in California. One of the rocket planes I tested was called the X-15. I became the captain of Apollo mission in 1969. Buzz Aldrin and I landed on the moon in a spacecraft. I was the first person to walk on the moon. I became a teacher and lived in Ohio. My footprint can still be found on the moon. Neil Armstrong died on August 25th, 2012 at the age of 82. The end.
Hi, my name is Odell Beckham Jr. and I was born November 5th, 1992 in Louisiana. I played football, basketball, track, and soccer when I was in school. I started the team in 2014 with the New York Giants. I went to the Super Bowl one time. I am wide receiver. Only one player in NFL history with 3 straight seasons of 70 catches, 1,000 receiving yards, and 10 receiving touchdowns to begin a career. In November 30, 2014, during a game against the Dallas Cowboys, I made a one-hand catch touchdown, and it was called the catch of the year. The end.
Hi, my name is Pocahontas. I was born on March 30th, 1595 in Virginia. My father was Chief Powhatan. In 1607, English came to Powhatan's land and houses, and the new English colony was called Jamestown. The people liked me when I was 10 then, and I did races and climbed trees. I could climb trees faster than any of the other children. I learned English words from John Smith, the leader of Jamestown. I knew that John Smith and I became good friends. I knew that the English had troubles growing crops, so I asked Father to send corn and deer meat with my help. The people of Jamestown have more food to eat. I did a brave thing and I was told. I saved my friend John Smith. John Smith was caught by Native Americans and brought this meat Powhatan. Pocahontas died on March of 1607. Now you know all about me.
Hi, I am Rosa Parks. I was born on February 4th, 1913. I grew up in Alabama. I was African American, so I got treated poorly. By refusing to give up my seat to a white man on the city bus in 1955, I helped the civil rights movement in the United States. The bus driver ordered two other African Americans seated right next to me, but I said no. I went to court and I got fined $14 and never paid it, and I felt brave when I did it, and now you know how I changed the world.
Hello, I'm Taylor Swift. I was born on December 13th, 1989. In 2001, I took spring break with my family to Nashville and dropped off a demo CD at record label offices. In 2003, my singing led to a deal with RCA Records. In 2004, I accepted a songwriting job with Sony ATV Music. In 2006, I released my first single, Tim McGraw. At the age of 21, I released more singles than anyone. Our song becomes my first #1 single. It was so exciting. 2 years later, my second album, Fearless, was released. In 2010, my third album, Speak Now, was released. I am 27 years old right now. My height is 5'10". I'm still writing and singing songs. It is a thing that I love. My favorite color is purple. I hoped you enjoyed hearing about me, Taylor Allison Swift. Bye!
Hi, my name is Tom Brady. I was born on August 3rd, 1977. I had 3 sisters and they all played on lots of teams. And I watched, so that's how I learned to love sports. When I was at St. Gregory's School in San Mateo, California, I started to play flag and youth football. My usual position, QB. I was very good at baseball, catcher, so I could try for Major League, but I stuck with the sport I loved, football. I went to the Michigan Wolverines for college and joined at the right time because they just had won the national championship. I got drafted by the Patriots in April 2000, the 199th overall spot. Eventually, I became a third-string QB. My team went to the Super Bowl and played the Los Angeles Rams, and we won with a winning field goal, and I was the Super Bowl MVP. I went to the Super Bowl again 4 more times. When I'm off from football, I do a lot of charity work, like giving Thanksgiving to the poor. I also wanted to get 1,500 tablets to donate, and I did. My most important accomplishment was that I became a football star. I am still alive and playing football. I am 39 years old.